Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. He is the Talkin VAWLS Film Breakdown World Champion, Coach Jay. You know what? It just hit me. This will go up after. I hope you're still the champion. This will go up after you take on Rocky Top Tom.
I was about to say at this point in time, this belt will be hanging probably in the new Coach Jay studio, and it will not be on its way to Rocky Top Tom's house.
That's a spoiler alert. That's a spoiler alert. Yep, spoiler alert. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. We don't claim to be experts or insiders around here. This channel is for the fans, by the fans, but Coach Jay does coach a little football out in California. He's gracious enough to come on the channel and break down film for us, and that's what we're going to be doing today with a big old offensive lineman. 4-star offensive tackle, Jaelyne Matthews, 6'5", 275, out of Toms River, New Jersey. He is a monster. Had the opportunity to meet him in person down at the Orange and White game. He was gracious enough to come on and hang out with us on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Coach Jay kind of hit the nail on the head last week when we were breaking down Shady Hayward. Coach, we keep getting well-spoken, respectful, good kids, man. For lack of a better term, just good kids. And Jaelyne Matthews, I don't know. I don't think I can. Did you notice when he was on the channel, he called everybody else kids, but he's a grown man. He called Bo Jackson a kid. He almost called David Sanders a kid, and he walked it back. But Jaelyne Matthews is a grown man, big boy. But there's a certain type of kid that Josh Heupel's recruiting.
100%. Everything you just said, great, well-spoken, great culture fit, but mean on the football field too. We just did the Mr. Hayward's film, and man, what a hitter! Matthews, an absolute bully on the offensive line, and Boogie alluded to it. Huge kid, NFL frame, NFL build, NFL hands. The kind of size that you can't teach, the kind of size that belongs playing tackle in the NFL. We talked to Matthews. He believes he's the number one player in the country, and I am not here to argue with him in any way. You are whatever you say you are, sir. Just come and block for the University of Tennessee, and let's ignore that 83.6% Georgia Bulldog ranking there. No one likes them anyway.
I mean, people are one day they're gonna learn to not pay attention to the on-3 recruiting prediction machine. Pay attention to people like Chad Simmons, Steve Wiltfong, and if you're talking Tennessee recruiting, Austin Price and Matt Ray are the best. One time a Penn State commit, decommitted from Penn State back in September of 2023, dropped his top 6 back in March: Georgia, Maryland, Miami, Rutgers, Syracuse, and Tennessee. But it really sounds like Georgia, Tennessee, and Miami kind of up there at the top of the pack. Most recently, he said it was really Tennessee and Miami. He's got some official visits scheduled as well throughout the summer. Miami on the 7th. June 14th for Tennessee, June 21st for Georgia, but he's scheduled to make a commitment on June 8th. Does that scare you in any way, shape, or form, Coach?
No, I kind of get a good feeling about this one. I think he kind of wants to play with McIntyre. I kind of got that feeling talking from him, maybe I'm reading the tea leaves, throwing the bones on the ground and trying to figure out what they're saying. But I got a good feeling for the kid, great kid, and I think he's going to come to Tennessee. I think he wants to play with an elite 5-star quarterback and with some other elite 5-star offensive linemen that we've yet to pull in, but will be shortly.
I love it, man. I love that when he was in town for the Orange and White game, that's who he spent the time with. He spent time with George. He spent time with David Sanders, and even he shared with us on air. So this is not an off-record conversation. We asked him. We said, "Who would you want to play for if you did choose Tennessee?" And he's talking about David Sanders, George McIntyre, Bo Jackson. Said that him and David Sanders were having conversation. Let's win a freaking national championship, and they truly believe that they can do that at the University of Tennessee. Boys, we're back. We are back. Josh Heupel is the guy. I felt like we backed into Josh Heupel. We almost we had to hit absolute rock bottom to fall on Danny White and Josh Heupel, and now Tennessee is back, and now kids like Jaelyne Matthews, David Sanders, George McIntyre, they know and they believe that they can come here and win a national championship. I love that he calls himself the number one player in the country. I love that he has the confidence. There's a difference between cockiness and confidence, and Jaelyne Matthews has that confidence. We're going to go over to his Huddle Junior film and take a look at that. Coach Jay is going to break it down for us. As always, guys, make sure you help us out and hit the thumbs up. Share this thing out. Put it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Call up Tom. Let him know you're on MySpace. Wherever you get social with your media, let somebody know about the Talkin VAWLS Network. We would greatly appreciate it. Let's jump into the tape. Coach Jay, what do we got?
We got a Wildcat double tight. We got twins to the top of the screen. We're going to get a quarterback draw on this play. I want everyone to take a look at these splits on this screen. There's a pretty good sized gap between the guard and the center there in that A gap with the defender shaded in the middle of the field, right on top of that arrow next to the defender. The running back is going to come through that A gap and pick up the Mike linebacker. That's the linebacker on our left-hand side to the top of your screen. Mike linebacker. There we go. There you go. Awesome. Matthews is going to pull around through that A gap as well and pick up the Will linebacker, the linebacker on the bottom of our screen. A couple things I want you to notice about what Matthews does here is, you'd almost think that this was a passing play right now, right? The offensive line's kind of back on the tips of their fingers here. And one thing that Matthews is really good at is being agnostic in his stance, kind of not telling you what's going on, as Boogie can probably tell you after doing these things with me for a while, is we like to read those things as linebackers, right? We kind of like
linebackers, trying to cheat a little bit.
Trying to cheat a little bit, right? Trying to figure out what's going on. Very agnostic in his stance. And defensive linemen too, right? If I'm that defensive end or defensive tackle and I know this guard is going to be pulling like he does, I'm going to ride that hip and he can take me right to the ball, right? Easy peasy. But nevertheless, let's take a look at these first few steps here. Maybe just play and pull those first two steps, Boogie, about the 108 mark, maybe right in there as he kind of pulls through. Right there, no wasted step. He's 6'7", so we're going to forgive him for being as high as he is. But for him, that's probably getting pretty low through that chute, right? Yeah, they're going to get him even lower as he goes through. But no false step is the main thing. No wasted steps, because if you have that false step, it can really start causing offensive linemen bumping into each other, linebackers beating you to the pace. As we see, these linebackers here are both about to step down into that A gap, so we really need good engagement from both our up back and as well as our up back, our pulling tackle as well. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and play it and pause it about at the contact point here.
I hope the contact's with this kid.
It is. It's with the Will. As I said,
he looks like a child.
The up back is going to hit the Mike linebacker, which is linebacker at the top, and Matthews' assignment is the Will linebacker here.
I have a feeling we're about to see a murder.
It's not that bad.
Okay, here we go.
It's not. He'll live.
I'm sorry. I don't. This
his family will be okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hayward would be all right with it. But the engagement. Yeah, you see those hands inside. He immediately is so strong, and I know the kid's small. I get that, but you're going to see it at other points in the film, and it's just to prove a point that no matter who he goes against, even a man that gets so much lower, he's able to get those hands all the way down. Look at how low his hands are right now. This kid's a lot smaller than him, but he's able to get his hands all the way down, engage, and then, like we talk about, steer them, turn them on their base, and drive them into the ground. Let's go ahead and take a look at that drive. Go ahead and introduce him to the grass here.
That might not be murder, but that's assault.
It's.
Look at the. Come on, Coach.
He does this. He does this to the big kids too, man.
Hold on. I can't help it, man. I can't help myself right now. I'm trying to be serious. Watch this poor kid's arms go up in the air.
Look.
Watch. Look at his arms. This kid. I'm sorry. All right, let's.
Was he tapping his helmet already, Coach? Coach, take me out.
All right, let's recenter and focus.
All right, we'll see it. We'll see that same play similarly against a little fairer competition in a minute. All right,
here we go.
All right, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Empty set. we got trips motioning into trips from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen. The D is going to play cover 3 here, which leaves Jaelyne out on an island. He's against a pretty athletic defensive end here, as you're about to see a pretty athletic Leo, that is. And he's going to throw a quick jaunt step inside and try to get around him every which way. But I really want you to notice his stance and his posture here. Boogie, give me maybe the first 2-3 choppy steps that Mr. Matthews has here. See, juts inside and just effortlessly slides out. I can't tell you how many big tackles I see at the high school level when they have to take a typewriter step inside, typewriter step outside, either get out in front of their toes or behind their heels, right? Both are bad. When you reach, I teach. If you're back on your heels, you can get pushed off your base, fall back, or someone can cut inside on you. But just perfect typewriter feet. Look at the space between the tackle and the guard here. Boogie, if you can point out that space with your mouse really quick, just look at all that open space. And he's just not able to get through it, right? That this play seems like there's not a lot going on here. But for the size frame that Jaelyne is, this is just beautiful work, and it's what a coach wants on a pass play. Is he wants their offensive tackles to make it look easy. Jaelyne makes this play look easy. It's not easy what he does. Go ahead and finish the play, and then we can watch it again real quick and just talk about that footwork in full speed. But just mirrors them, typewriter feet. Once again, good posture, good wide stance, not over his heels, not behind his heels, not over his feet. Um, beautiful, beautiful job. Very simple. And a much, much more athletic kid is not able to out athlete him. I can talk.
You know what's funny is I remember watching this when I watched this tape, and I was like, the defensive end does not want to engage. He knows what's going to happen if Jaelyne gets his hands on him. He knows exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, let me see if I can go this way. No, this way. It's like by that time, man, the ball's out, plays over. It's like it's because he's so big, he's so strong. Let's move on to 12.
All right, here we're going to get a little bit of deja vu, but I'm happy that I kind of snuck this play in here, even though it's a little bit of deja vu, because we get a little bit more fair of an opponent for Mr. Matthews on his pull. On this play, same quarterback draw, except this time we're not going to get it out of double tight. We're going to get it out of trips to the bottom of the screen. The up back this time, since we are in trips, is going to check down to the safety, while the left guard is going to check to the will linebacker. Your right tackle in this situation is going to be Matthews. Right now, I want to talk about that agnostic stance again. And also look at his eyes. His eyes are kind of feasted on that defensive tackle inside of him. And I can tell you from this film, Matthews, and you'll see it here, he is a dangerous down blocker, combo blocker. He can ear hole you in a hurry. And I guarantee you it's influencing this defensive tackle being shaded like he is and dipping how he is, right? He doesn't have a level stance in that shade. He's almost stunted inside already to help avoid that ear hole. So it kind of shows you what a nice agnostic stance can do on the pull through. Unlike the previous play, he's going to be attacking the Mike middle linebacker, who's right in the middle of the screen here, instead of the Will. Boogie, once again, just like before, if you want to play the first few steps here. Once again, just no wasted steps. He's immediately going forward. Once again, Jaelyne, I want you a little lower into your shoot, a little lower as you pull through the chute. But what I do like is as soon as he gets around that guard, he squares his shoulders and type right walks upfield. Boogie, pause it at the engagement point. There you go. Look at those hands. Immediately engages at the right spot, right inside. We want to grab that shoulder pad underneath and underneath, and it's a steering wheel. We can bring him wherever we want to go. We want to start driving him downfield while we're twisting and pushing him down into the grass. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and we can watch the summation of this play. And let's check out this pancake, right? Just a beautiful pancake. Wait, right there. Hold on. It Jaelyne didn't tell us he goes to have tea with the queen.
Yeah, what are we
on
doing?
Friday nights? This
feels like a Halo.
A little Snapple apple right there. A little Snapple apple. Little Lipton iced tea. There you go. That's just disrespectful, Jaelyne. Here we are saying all the. Here I was saying all these nice things about what a great culture kid you are, and you're doing the Mike linebacker dirty. Nice pancakes and syrup with a little bit of tea. I love it.
How hard is it to get a kid this size to get lower? You're saying because you've seen it twice when he's pulling, and you watch Glenn Ellerby. We see him out there all the time with the shoots, and they're trying to get him down low. Just drill.
Indoctrination and muscle memory, Boogie. Right? You always talk about it on the football field, or really in any sport. That's the way to do it: is drill it into their head. It's got to be muscle memory to the point where you don't even think about it. It's like if you're eating spaghetti, you're not thinking grab fork, spaghetti up, spaghetti in mouth. Right? You don't think like that. You just grab your fork and eat spaghetti. It's got to be second nature to that degree when you're getting low through the chute, and that's done through indoctrination through drills.
And what's the advantage? I understand the advantage of leverage, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever, being low, getting underneath. What's the advantage when you're pulling to be low?
Recognition. Getting behind those other big hog mollies in front of you is one of the most important things. You want to get lost. Is a Mike linebacker, is a safety who can directly see your step, your first step, and who might be using that as one of their triangular keys. They might pick up that, but someone backside, right, who's reading another key, someone who's coming from the opposite side of the field, if you can get buried and low as you pull around, specifically when you're pulling, usually you're kicking out a defensive linebacker or getting into the second level of that linebacker. So you don't want that backside D lineman, that backside linebacker who doesn't see your read step to see you coming through. When he pokes through that other side of the line, it's almost like no one's there. There's a hole. I'm going to come. Linebackers, D linemen are taught to go through the hole and meet the ball carrier through the gap. Well, when he has that moment of, oh, I'm going to blow someone up, he should be introduced to Mr. Matthews turning the corner, and all of a sudden your good hit turned into your family being embarrassed.
We're going to take a look at a couple more plays here for Jaelyne Matthews. Guys, jump into the comment section. Number one, let us know what you think of his film. But number two, we got a couple of more film breakdowns to do as we move ahead. Who do you want us to break down next? Leave it in the comments below, and we will take a look at it, see if we can get it done. All right, moving along, Coach. 223.
Yeah, we got a pistol formation here, shaded pistol. I call it a Glock. Other offenses or other defenses might call it something else. But a shaded pistol nevertheless. It's going to be versus a 5-man front here, single wing. Looks like deuces here is what the wide receiver said, is possibly just twins to the top of the screen. I suck at math. Maybe I was hanging out with Xavier too much, but sorry, X. What we're going to get right here, though, is we're going to get a counter, right? So the left side guard is going to pull. We're going to get a combo block out of Jaelyne Matthews. Boogie's going to get us the first few steps of this. Maybe, just the first 2 or 3 steps he takes, and he's going to be in a combo block with the chipping that defensive end. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Those first 2 or 3 steps, right? Maybe just one more step, Boog, right? And he'll keep working upfield. Great, perfect point. Keeps working upfield, choppy blocks, right? And he punches them hard, right? Punches up through that shoulder where the shoulder meets the breastplate, right? Punches up, starts typewriter feet driving forward, and what he does is he starts extending that arm to gain a little space. And once he's got that space, he can release to the next level, right? Chop, 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 push arm out. Go ahead and give me the contact at the next level, Boogie, all the way to the contact point of the next level. Hands on. Now look at those hands again. Perfect dang hand placement out of Mr. Matthews. Again, one of my favorite things about this kid, they're not going to have to go over hand placement with them. It's another one of those indoctrination things that we really got to work on high school kids with, is hand placement. Look at that, hand is up and in to that shoulder pad. And, once again, he's just going to introduce him to the dirt here, and we can go ahead and take a look at that. But just pop, pop, pop. And when he gets his hands on you, little mean at the end, kind of pushes off of his throat. I notice. Jaelyne, did you push off this young man's throat right here? Let's watch this. This is what you want out of your O lineman, though. You want him to be nasty. You want him to be hog mollies. You want him to know, if you get up, I'm gonna do it to you again. I'm gonna rub your dang face in the dirt if you get up again.
He's talking to him right there. He's talking.
Yeah.
To him.
He let him know. No doubt about it. Whew. Just a clinic on a combo block. Nice counter combo block there. Great play.
Moving on to one more. Goodness gracious, this is way down here. 13:36.
Yeah, and by the way, good comment by Boogie. We skipped over 10 minutes of assault right here, but I didn't want to show it on the screen. I was worried about him getting charged before he comes to Knoxville. So
watch Jaelyne Matthews this week. Last week, Shady Hayward. Some of the most fun, especially from a non-technical perspective. Yeah. Like if you're getting technical, Coach Jay talking about hand placement, getting low in the chute, all that type of stuff. I like that. But if you just want to see violence, you get violence. The last 2 weeks have been a lot of fun for me. All right, one more play.
All right, quarterback power again, single wing. Agnostic stance. Once again, I'm just going to keep beating that in the ground because I love it. This is just a true straight up block right here. And look at this kid that's directly over him, Boogie. Circle him with your mouse. We already know, right? You already know, like by that kid. But what I want to point out something here. Boogie, take me to the contact point, to that contact with the D lineman in front of it. Who's the low man? It's not the it's not the small defensive lineman.
It's not the 5'8" kid. It's the 6'8" kid.
It's the 6'8" kid. I guarantee you, the Tennessee coaches watched this play and were licking their chops when they saw how low he got on this play. Gets his face mask up under the much smaller defensive lineman's face mask, gets that hand placement inside and underneath again. And I mean, he just demolishes it. Go ahead and let it go, Boogie. There's not a lot to this play. Just demolishes him on the plays as you'd expect after that point. And then probably tells him about how he demolished him. But
I was going to say, he's talking again.
I just wanted to point out, though, because of the size discrepancy, how low he got right there is insane. And if he can get that low, against a 6'4" SEC defensive lineman. The world's his oyster. A high NFL draft pick could be in his future. And, if he can get a couple recruits to come in and with the boat and play with George, we could be talking about a national championship that Mr. Matthews was talking about.
I think he is a key piece to this class of 25. And he's a guy, and we talked about it when he came on the show. He wasn't even on my radar until George committed and he tweeted out. And then I was like, how serious is this? He comes in for junior day, great visit. Tennessee knocked it out of the park, comes back for the orange and white game. And now he's talking about playing with David Sanders and George McIntyre and winning national championships. I think he is a crucial part of this 2025 class, and I think he could be a guy that we look back on and say, man, that was the swing guy. That was the swing guy that got us a little momentum. Let's get Jaelyne Matthews in the boat. Let's get David Sanders in the boat. Let's get Josh Petty in the boat and slide him to guard, and we're working our way towards a dominant offensive line. What does this football team look like when you got a 5-star quarterback slinging the rock to elite wide receivers and elite offensive linemen protecting them? It's going to be hard to stop. That's the film breakdown on Jaelyne Matthews, 4-star offensive tackle out of New Jersey. Calls himself the best offensive tackle in the country, and I am here for it. Jump to the comment section. Let us know what you guys want to hear, see next, what film breakdown. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merch, bonfire.com/store/. YouTube.com/Talkin VAWLS. That link's also in the description below. Quick shout out to all the members of the channel. You guys pay the light bill around here. I'm grateful for your support. Could not do it without you. You want to support the channel, hit that join button. It's $1. If you got $1 in your pocket, we would appreciate that support. If not, hang out and talk a little Tennessee football. He's Coach Jay. I'm Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.